Some of you may be familiar with the Torah codes, which is an ELS code, equidistant letter skipping, that they use to try and find relevant information in the text of the Torah or the Hebrew Bible. So you start with one letter in the Bible, skip a certain amount of letters each time, and land on different letters, and you can maybe find, like I said, relevant information or hidden codes in the text of the Hebrew Bible. And I saw some people applying this to the current coronavirus situation, but I'm not entirely certain they have it 100%. So I thought I'd give it a try, and using the spelling that the Israeli government is using. So you can see here the coronavirus, ha-corona. Using ha-corona to make it more specific. So the corona. So here we have the coronavirus, and then here it is again down here. So interestingly, when I did the search, there was only one time in the entire Hebrew Bible that this code was found. And it's at a ELS of 67. So you'd start with a hey, and then count 67. You'd get a kuf after that. So here it is, going down, ha-corona. And then you can see that you find it in 1 Chronicles 20, verse 1. That's where this hey, this very first hey is located. And then you can see down here, you just keep going down, and actually the last hey of ha-corona exists in verse 6. So 1 Chronicles 20, verse 1 through 6. So I thought I would just check out that chapter. And it's kind of interesting. It's relevant to some of the things that I've been studying, but you might find this interesting. Like, what is corona? Corona means crown. It's Latin for crown. So the crown, I guess. The corona, the crown. So again, it's 1 Chronicles 20, verse 1 through 6. At the turn of the year, the season when kings go out to battle, Joab led out the army force and devastated the land of Ammon. And we've covered some of this before, the land of Ammon. It's related to Genesis 15:19. The Canaanites, the Kenizzites, and the Cadmonites, and then besieged Rabbah while David remained in Jerusalem. Joab reduced Rabbah and left it in ruins. And this next verse, just something popped out at me. Maybe you'll think it's interesting too. David took the crown from the head of their king. He found that it weighed a talent of gold, and in it were precious stones. It was placed on David's head. He also carried off a vast amount of booty from the city. And then it goes on down to chapter 6. But I could not help but notice that David took the crown, ha-corona, from the head of their king. And like I said, it goes on down, relevant to B'nai Ammon, so the Ammonites, which we saw, like I said, Rashi equates this to the Canaanites, Kenizzites, and Cadmonites. And then this is interesting as well. After this, fighting broke out with the Philistines at Gezer. That was when Sibbecai, the Hushatite, killed Sippai and a descendant of the Rephaim, and they were humbled. So here we have the Rephaim showing up. And then there was fighting with the Philistines, and Elhanan, son of Yair, killed Lachmi, or Lachmai, I'm not sure, the brother of Goliath the Gittite. His spear had a shaft like a weaver's beam. So we have Goliath. And then the last verse of the ELS code, once again there was fighting at Gath. There was a giant of a man who had 24 fingers and toes, 6 on each hand, 6 on each foot. He too was descendant from Rapha. So who are the Raphaim? Well, we learn in Bereshit Rabbah that the Rephaim are one of the names of the Nephilim, who are the Canaanites. So as we see here in Bereshit Rabbah 26, the Nephilim were in the land in those days and even after, which is from Genesis 6:4, and it says here they have 7 names, and then they list them. And here is Rephaim. Very interesting.